Nobody's born disciplined. Everyone who is disciplined has built it. The person who wakes up at 5 a.m., works out, eats healthy, and works on themselves does like chocolate, does like fast food, does like going partying, but their lifestyle doesn't allow it because they're disciplined and they've built it, and they've built this lifestyle and want to stay in that lifestyle and don't want to eat that much chocolate, don't want to party every single weekend, because for them, waking up at 5 a.m. and working out and being healthy is their discipline, is their lifestyle. And that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about the science behind discipline and how you can basically become disciplined, because at the end of the day, I am a computer scientist, okay? We're going to do everything that is based on science. I'm not going to just grab things from the air. I'm going to grab them from research papers, from books and scientific stuff. So that's why. Let's take a look at how you can become disciplined scientific way. Before we even talk about discipline, you need to understand what it is, right? So let me read you guys a definition of discipline. Discipline is the ability to control your impulses, emotions, and behaviors in the face of external demands to achieve a greater goal. It's about doing what you need to do even when you don't feel like doing. And we all know that if you don't want to do something, it's going to be hard because your survival instinct is going to kick in and basically stop you from doing the thing that you don't want to do, that is going to make you uncomfortable. But those are the things that going to make you grow. Like, research has shown that becoming uncomfortable and doing the things that you hate doing is basically going to grow your brain, and basically you're going to grow that way. And that's the only way. If you like working out at 5 a.m., that's not going to grow your brain, okay? If you like working out, you're not going to grow because you like doing it. But if you're uncomfortable with doing something, then that's how you grow. And that's why we need to do uncomfortable things in our life if you want to grow, okay? You need to become uncomfortable. You cannot live in your little bubble of comfort. You're not going to do shit. I'm sure by now you guys have guessed it, that discipline and consistency basically go hand by hand. And you cannot be disciplined without consistency, and you cannot be consistent without discipline. Because if you don't have discipline, you will not be consistent, okay? And if you're not consistent, you will not build discipline. And that's what it's all about. They're both kind of sisters, hand in hand. They go together. You can even use them as like similar meanings, but they're not similar meanings, okay? They don't mean the same thing. They go hand in hand. At the end of the day, discipline is all about making the things that are uncomfortable for you at first, for example, like waking up at 5 a.m. and going to the gym, and turn them into like a comfortable automatic habit. And that's what like James Clear has said in his book. You need to build automatic habits that do not take a lot away from your energy, where you're basically not uncomfortable doing it because your brain just does it for you, and like that's it. The idea of becoming disciplined, that's the idea of doing the thing no matter what happens, no matter what the circumstances are, you're just doing it. It doesn't matter if it rains, it doesn't matter if it snows, it doesn't matter if there's a storm. You wake up at 5 a.m., you go to the gym. That's discipline. But before you become disciplined, you need to be consistent. And before you're consistent, you need to push your willpower. And we all know that willpower is a limited source, as the ego declaration theory by Roy Baumeister states this. Roy Baumeister basically says that willpower is a limited source, and that when it's used up, people are most likely to give into temptations. That's why a lot of people, they work hard, they are healthy throughout the day, but when it comes at night, they just grab a pizza or like a chocolate bar or whatever it is, and then just stop themselves up because your willpower is basically used up. It is also the reason why Mark Zuckerberg or Steve Jobs wear the same outfit every single day, because they don't want to use their willpower in the morning, because your willpower will be used up. So basically you have a certain amount of willpower every single day when you wake up, and it will be used up throughout the day. And every time you basically wake up, every single day it will be recharged. That's what willpower is. And that's why you always need to do like the hardest tasks first, because you have a lot of willpower when it comes to like your work and whatever it is. And then sooner or later on you can do like the easier tasks. But understand that willpower is just like any other muscle. It can be built. You can maximize it as much as you can to have a lot of willpower. But for that, you also need discipline to have the willpower. So basically now we have 3 huge components to build our life and make our life better. It's willpower, consistency, and discipline. All three of those are needed in order for you to become whatever you want to become, like the best version of yourself. I hope it's the best version of yourself.
Discipline isn't just about personal habits, it's about how we work, how we communicate, and how we make decisions every single day. And in a fast moving world, it's a little bit overwhelming to stay on top of your conversation, on top of your work, on top of your projects. That's where the sponsor of this video, Tanka, comes in. Now imagine having an AI teammate that will remember everything for you. So your work, your conversations, your projects, basically everything. So you don't have to do anything. Now Tanka doesn't just assist, it anticipates what you actually need. Whether it's smart replies that basically save you from endless typing, or instant email responses to keep communication sharp, or built-in video chat for real-time collaboration, Tanka streamlines your workflow. And also, Tanka is not just another tool, it's a universal hub that integrates into Slack, WhatsApp, Telegram, and more. Basically, it transforms scattered conversations from different apps into structured knowledge. And if you use Tanka, you will basically make smart decisions, you will respond faster, which is a productivity boost, so you can focus on the things that actually matter. And we all know that discipline isn't just about doing everything manually, it's about working smarter. And with Tanka, your work moves from copilot to autopilot, so make sure to check them out. And then let's get on with the video.
So when it comes to building discipline, you need to understand that your willpower is not unlimited. At first, at least, it's not, it's never unlimited. Okay, you can build it up, but it's never gonna become unlimited. There's only that much willpower that you have, and your willpower alone cannot make your goals become true. Discipline is the key. So use willpower to become consistent in something, and then use consistency to become disciplined. And my idea, like my understanding of it, is that discipline is like the final boss of everything, and no matter what happens, I mentioned, you would do that thing. It doesn't matter. Even if it rains fire, okay? Even if it's like the world and you're like, nope, I have to do this first, then the world can end. That's the idea, okay? You come first, always. Now, how can you motivate yourself to use that willpower to be consistent and then build discipline? Is your goals. I've used this before, and it's the art of smart goals. We have talked about this before in this channel, like a lot of times. Probably every single video that I do regarding changing your life and building something, it's about SMART goals. If you've never heard SMART goals, here's what SMART stands for. Basically specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound, meaning every single goal that you're going to build, every single goal that you're going to write out is going to follow this pattern, okay? Now, what is the reason why SMART goals actually work and any other type of goal setting is not as conclusive as SMART goals are? It's because SMART goals activate your prefrontal cortex, which is the part, like the area in your brain that is responsible for planning and decision making. Now, another way that you can become more disciplined is all about having automatic habits. I've already mentioned this before, but it's about building your routine. I'm sure you've heard of the book, The Power of Habit. Now, in the book Power of Habit, the author explains that routines help automatic decisions when it comes to actions like exercising, eating healthy, reading, and so on and so forth. Because that way your willpower will not be used. It's a routine that you need to go through. It's like brushing your teeth, and that way you're building your routine and it's not going to use a lot of your willpower, and that way you will stay healthy for longer. Now, what is the reason why building a routine, or as James Clear says it, building a system, works? Now, the reason why routines work is because when you repeat an action over and over again, your brain creates new neural pathways which reduce the cognitive load, making discipline easier for you to build. That's basically you being consistent and doing something over and again until your brain is like, okay, I got it. It's an automatic habit, okay? I will not use any willpower, don't worry. Another thing that is going to help you to build discipline is accountability, so hold yourself accountable. There is this rule called the 5-second rule by Mel Robbins, who is, by the way, one of my favorite podcasters. I do listen to her podcast a lot of times. And she states that when you don't want to do something, for example, in the morning, you don't want to wake up at 5 a.m. and you want to hit snooze, just count to 5 and then hold yourself accountable, and then you're not going to hit the snooze. It's basically, you wake up, you're like, oh, I didn't want to go to the gym, I don't want to work out, I don't want to wake up. You just count from 5 to 1, Okay, it's like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm doing it. Doesn't matter. That's how this 5-second rule works. It's because you're holding yourself accountable. You're telling yourself it's my responsibility that I need to go to the gym. It's my responsibility to create the life that I want. It's my responsibility. No one's gonna come up at the door and wake me up and just push me to the gym and make me work out. No one's gonna do it. Also, no one's gonna do my workouts for me. It doesn't work that way. I wish it did, but it doesn't. So that's why. Hold yourself accountable. So basically, let's conclude this video how you can become disciplined. At first, it's all about your willpower. You have to push through. It's going to be really, really hard. I'm not gonna sugarcoat this and say, oh, it's super easy. You're gonna build it after a week. No, you're not going to. Nobody's going to. It takes time, okay? And take your time. And it's okay. Just be consistent. And also, when it comes to consistency, you don't have to be perfect every single day. And I think the perfect example is working out. You don't have to have a perfect workout every single day if you're at the gym, okay? Showing up matters. Just showing up, even if you don't feel like it, walk for 30 minutes and then leave. I don't think walking is hard, okay? Just walk for 30 minutes, listen to music, then leave. That's it. That's a good workout.